What is up? What is up, everybody? Daniel here, back for another video for the channel. I will be going right into it. Essentially, this is something I've been thinking about recently as I've been applying it to business, and I feel like it's something that's going to help me to kind of keep in it long term. But essentially, it's making the result or the goal a consequence of the purpose or the reason. So essentially, what I mean by this is, any avenue you're looking to get better at. Let's say it's business. Maybe you're looking to get rich or be as financially well off as possible. The reason you're getting into it is because you see a result that is grabbing your attention. You're like, oh, I want that, and essentially, it's a you have to realize it's a consequence of of it has to be a consequence of something as a result as opposed to just a destination. So what I mean by that is, the people that maybe came across that have this lifestyle, those people don't have the the um the lifestyle or the material stuff as a goal. It's actually a consequence of something greater. And you can look at this across anybody, all the ultra wealthy. If they were just focused on the results or getting a certain amount of money, they would have quit a long time ago. People like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, um, other ultra high net worth individuals, they do something as a result of purpose, and whatever they get, they're getting in terms of finances stuff is a consequence. So this is something you have to apply if you ever want to get to like high levels. You can see a lot of people that do things for just short term pleasures of like, oh, I want to make this money, and then as soon as they're not making that money or they're having difficulties or they even get that money, you just see their hunger, completely stop and die. And I mean, for me, it's something I've noticed that whatever I've gotten really, you know, good at or a lot of results in, it's always been as a consequence of, you know, a purpose greater than that, that result that I'm getting. So, like for instance, like I mentioned in the last video, the reason for me really diving into my relationships was, kind of a mission that I set that, I wouldn't let a relationship put me in a negative place again. So I mean, that's a far greater purpose than just going out to meet women and be like, oh, if I hit this number of women or if I sleep with this number of women, I'll be done. And that's one thing that I realized that just kept me going. And whatever I did accomplish, I didn't let it get to my head and say like, oh, I can be complacent now or I can stop, because there was the person that I was trying to be was the purpose, and whatever I was getting underneath was just consequences of that. I never focused on that. I didn't really care about it. I mean, it did feed the ego, but I was always trying to aim in terms of identity I wanted or a select person. So I mean, that was always the mission with that. And then for the gym as well, this was something I'm in as well. Is the purpose with that is to keep growing mentally. I think I've kind of gone past the whole physical results I'm getting from that. It's just kind of to keep pushing the mental capabilities I have there in terms of, or sorry, mental faculties. So just keep able to, keep pushing myself with physical pain, enduring that. It also just creates a competitive kind of mindset within myself of trying to keep competing against, the person that was in the gym yesterday or a few months ago, and trying to keep, pushing that new, you could say, level or new body. So I mean, this is something that is a purpose far greater than whatever size I get, or maybe if I get like a certain type of physique, it's that's not really going to stop me from like losing that hunger, because I said it's far greater and the purpose is far greater than the result. So it's it's something that is always going to keep me there as long as I'm alive, because it's without the gym, it is like my stress relief. It's something that I do depend on for so many different things, and it's the mental reasons are far greater than the physical. I mean, the physical is there as well, but it's kind of just a byproduct. And yeah, I just feel like I wouldn't be mentally really sane without the gym, because it adds so many different benefits to me in those areas. So definitely a shorter video, but in terms of whatever you're looking to do, you have to really, put the results secondary and have something that, will make you purpose driven in whatever area you're trying to improve at. Because like I said, if you just make it, I want to get to this goal, as soon as you get there, it's you have to create a new one, of course, but like the momentum kind of doesn't let you go past that because you have to kind of like recollect and start over. But if you have something that's far greater and has more reason behind it or has a greater purpose behind it, you only have to worry about hitting that goal. Like it comes as a consequence and a byproduct. And I think, like I mentioned, everyone that you look at in any area that is ultra successful, they have a purpose behind what they're doing. It's not just like athletes like, oh, I want to go pro in basketball. And I'll be fine. Like it's something way greater, like legacy, um, usually like purpose, impact. These are kind of words that you should start to like add to whatever avenue you're trying to get really good at, because this is will create a vision of what you really want and not just the results, and then that will just keep you in the game long term, because the game most games in life are infinite. They're not finite games. It's not like a sport where you have a certain amount of time, and once the time is over, the game's over. That's not how it works. Life is infinite. Um, what isn't infinite, but there's infinite games in life until obviously your turn to go. So you have to really realize that like most of them are infinite. So you have to you know play with an infinite mindset and not a finite mindset of like, oh, once I get here, I can kind of I'll be happy. No, you have to have a greater purpose for that, and that will in turn just keep you in things long term, and you kind of just start to see things like consequence, like I mentioned, and it'll create more and more momentum, and you can find bigger and bigger purpose, and that will just create bigger benchmarks that you're hitting just as a byproduct. So hope the video helps. If you do enjoy the content, I'm trying to share as much value as I can in terms of different areas like I mentioned. Please like and subscribe, and hope you guys kill the rest of your day.